Saturday afternoon. And today's topic is about summer 2026 release. And we will cover some key items that Bilal will present today. And I want to thank you to Bilal for joining us on Saturday and taking some time out and preparing the material for us. And Bilal, over to you now.
Yeah, thank you, Adabhai. Let me just share my screen and then we can get started. All right, I hope it's visible. Badar, can you confirm?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. So before we start, as Badar mentioned, this is just to provide you a quick overview of the summer release 2026. We have chosen the most generic releases. The reason being related to niche clouds such as automotive cloud. It's not going to be beneficial for majority of the participants here today. So we have kept it more focused towards Salesforce overall features related to Salesforce flows, security, Apex, and we have also included some features from Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. Towards the end of the presentation, I will be sharing a QR code which would lead you to the Trailblazer community, which discusses everything related to the releases that Salesforce does every year, three windows: summer, spring, and winter. So let's start with firstly with Salesforce overall. Some cool, exciting features that are currently in beta: troubleshoot and fix flow errors with Agentforce. Previously, you could only generate flows through Agentforce, but now in case you face any issues, you can easily just open the side panel where the flow automation agent resides. You would obviously have to configure it first, and it can give you a lot of insights as to why exactly your flows are failing. This is extremely useful for legacy flows that are way too complex, and the individual who is actually debugging the flow uh, has not made it actually. So this particular agent can also provide you a quick summary as to what exactly is going on in this flow and why are you facing the potential error and the potential resolutions as well. Update screen flows. This is very much related to flow automation agent again, but this time you can update and create different components inside the screen flow. All you have to do is specify what your exact need is, and inside the existing flow, you can just go, the agent would just go ahead and create different screens and get and other elements as you have prompted it. An important piece to note here is that the better your prompts are, the better the result would be. So it's a really powerful tool. I have tested it as well, and it is actually creating some pretty complex branching and logic inside the screen flow. So sure, go ahead and try this out whenever possible. However, just to keep in mind, this is also in beta right now. So you'll have to actually go ahead and enable it in your org, most probably a sandbox, to test it out. Scan files for malware detection in Salesforce files. So this is now currently generally available now as part of this release. So every time you upload a particular file into Salesforce, it would perform a quick scanning in order to make sure it's not malicious. There's no virus inside that particular file. There are certain limitations as to how large a file can be before this scanning tool stops working. So just keep that in mind. Root agent force voice calls using SIP. So the biggest takeaway here is that now instead of using the traditional phone line, in order to make agent force voice calls, you can use SIP, which is basically making calls over the internet. So it's going to make it really cost effective as compared to your traditional phone line calls. Now they have introduced a new modern Apex IDE inside Salesforce. So it is a web browser-based IDE. So this would help you in running anonymous Apex inside Salesforce without going to, let's say, VS Code Cursor or any other third-party ID that you usually use for. This is designed towards debugging and troubleshooting the existing implementations that you have performed. So it's really easy. You don't have to move to a different platform and different IDE platform. You can just do it directly inside Salesforce. So this will exponentially increase the developer productivity when they're especially troubleshooting or debugging a particular issue with their implementation. Another thing is keep email flowing for users with unverified domains. As you know, moving forward, and this is obviously currently implemented, whether you are in a sandbox or in a production, if your email domain is not verified, you will not be able to send out any emails out from Salesforce. So for production, it makes sense to bother your customers to please add some DKIM keys or verify the email domain. But if you have multiple sandboxes, it gets a bit hectic for the customer and you as well. So in order to overcome this, you can just enable this particular checkbox. And what it would do is that it would create a separate domain, which is provided by Salesforce to send out unverified emails out. It would land into spam, but since you are in the sandbox and just testing it, that's completely fine. This is also useful to enable in production. Let's say accidentally, due to whatever reason, a particular domain was left unverified. So instead of those particular domain emails not going out at all, it would be getting sent out, but with a Salesforce based domain. And again, it would most probably land into a spam folder. One more thing that I just want to add here based on my experience is that when you're sending out emails through flows, Salesforce does provide you a new error that this particular email domain was not verified, and hence we weren't able to execute this flow, and this flow failed and rolled back. So this is useful in case you forgot about verifying a particular domain or checking this particular checkbox in your production or sandbox. Embed custom Lightning web components in dashboard. So this is an old idea exchange um, idea that has finally been implemented by Salesforce. Now you can add LWC components inside your dashboard. So these can be different actions, a rich text component, which is honestly already added, but in order to make it dynamic, that rich text component, you can use an LWC as well. And this is uh, really useful in case you want to add certain actions inside the dashboard below or besides a particular component. Stronger Apex security. Previously, by default, everything used to run on system mode when implementing or writing any code inside Apex, whenever you are setting up your SOCL query inside Apex. Now you have to specify that this is system mode. Otherwise, by default, it would run on user mode with sharing rules. So whoever or whichever individual or user is actually using or running that particular Apex script uh, would have all of its security in consideration when running the script. So if they do not have access to a particular object, that Apex wouldn't be able to run. There have been multiple Salesforce flow enhancements. So let's quickly go over them one by one. One is they have added multiple date operators. So last number of days, is after, is before, greater than, is on. So there are multiple operators you can choose from. Some of these, as you can remember, were already there, but they have added a lot more as part of this release. So it's going to be really easy for you moving forward instead of creating maybe a formula in order to set up your dynamic operators related to dates. You can just do it directly now. Apart from that, you can also specify batch sizes for your scheduled flows. Previously, you were running a total of 200 records every time by default if you have any schedule flow in batch. Now you can specify the batch size. This would be highly beneficial in case your schedule flow is really complex and you need to meet your governor limits. So instead of running 200 records for a single batch, you can decrease it to, let's say, 50 records or 100 records. Apart from that, this is something that is going to make your flows much cleaner, less messy. And these are the collapsible branches feature that they have introduced. So let's say you have a fault branch or a logic branch coming out of a decision element. You can just click on that particular branch and it would collapse. And if you click on it again, you could open that again. So this is highly useful to in case you have a very complex, really huge flow and it's getting really messy. So you can just close all the unnecessary branches out and just focus on the one that is causing any issues or the one that you're actually working on. Write cleaner Apex with multi-line string. This is a very hidden, not that important feature according to Salesforce. Very hard to find, but this is extremely, extremely useful. Since previously, in order to set up, let's say, a JSON payload, you had to specify different concatenation operations, backslash n, plus sign, all of that. Now, all you have to do is create a triple quote string and add all of your, whether it's JSON or really long string for whatever reason, you just encapsulate it between these three uh, quotes and you don't have to specify backslash n or plus in order to concatenate whatever data resides inside these three quoted strings. So very beneficial in order to make the code more maintainable and also cleaner. Review field access across profiles and permission sets. So moving forward, the field level security, as soon as you click on, you go into the object manager, go into that particular field, you can now see who has access to this particular field, whether they're permission sets, whether they are profiles, whether they are permission group sets, all of those settings, all of those individual records are specified under a single window. So it's really productive and optimal solution for admins who want to quickly review who has access to this particular field access instead of going to individual profiles and permission set and then permission set groups. Require unanimous approval for group approval steps. Previously, you had options like in case there are three approvers, any one of them can approve and you're good to go. And I'm obviously talking about the standard Salesforce approval processes. Now they have also added the unanimous approval step. So in case there are, let's say, five approvers, all five of them have to approve before that particular record can move to the next step or can get approved and move forward. Another thing to look out for moving forward, all new Salesforce orgs will have a free plan of Slack already enabled for them and pre-connected with their Salesforce org. So this goes to show you the direction that Salesforce is going. They are continuously, strongly coupling Slack with Salesforce. And another point to note is that moving forward, the chatter in all new Salesforce orgs would be by default disabled. You can still enable it, but it would be disabled and Slack would be there in its place because it would come pre-configured. It would be pre-connected to all of your standard objects. Yeah, the admin can make direct changes, CRUD operations directly through Slack using the Slack bot feature. So they're slowly transitioning out the chatter feature and bringing in Slack inside Salesforce. One additional item that I just want to add that Slack bot has released the MCP client feature as well. Previously, there was no MCP client feature, so you can now connect Slackbot MCP client with your Slack MCP servers, whether Salesforce or third party. Agentforce and mobile apps. Moving forward, they have added all types of Agentforce agents inside the Salesforce mobile app. You can use the Agentforce voice feature as well as just type it in. Everything is available. They have also made it customizable to show where exactly your agent is going to show up on the left-hand side of your screen on the very top. So there are multiple customizable UI upgrades that have come in as part of this release. So these were all related to the Salesforce overall, all the main ones, the key feature releases. Now we are going to move towards Sales Cloud. So they have added two sales methodologies. These are basically the filtering criteria that sales team uses in order to qualify a lead. So BANT is like budget adjustment. Uh, I can't recall the N and T, but basically it sees the individual that I'm contacting or negotiating. Do they actually have authority? That's the A for authority. B is, do they actually have a budget for this particular feature that they want from us, a service or a product? Can be both. Timeliness, when do they need it? And is related to, do they actually have a problem that they're trying to solve, or if this is more of an enhancement that can wait. So these are different matrix through which a sales representative can actually decide if we should uh, move forward with this lead, if this lead is worth nurturing. Previously, in order to implement BANT and MEDIC, you needed um, to create your own custom fields and other criteria, maybe an LWC. But now they have actually implemented it. You just have to enable it inside Sales Cloud. So as you can probably see that there are some indicators here, metrics for either BANT or MEDIC, depends on what you have chosen for each particular opportunity. And it tells you how much do they qualify. And in order to actually fill out these different fields and information for Salesforce to provide you decision based on BANT and MEDIC, the sales methodologies, you need to fill them out, which is again a pretty hectic set of activities that you have to perform. So you can also utilize Agentforce for sales to pre-populate it based on different call transcripts, additional information on the record level, and any other access and any other data that your Agentforce can access for this particular opportunity. So you don't have to actually fill it for yourself; it would fill it for you, and you can just make changes to it as you see fit. Contact intelligence, now they have also added the ability to review the active contacts or the key contacts that are related to that particular opportunity, right from the pipeline inspection, the intelligence view that comes with opportunity object. So this is part of multiple enhancements that are coming inside pipeline inspection. One of them is AI summarization. It can quickly summarize different deals for you. Let's say you are out for a week and now you're back and you want to quickly see how your different opportunities that you're owner of are doing, what stage they are in, who needs the most care. It would provide you all of those details from going through all of the opportunities that are assigned to you. Deal risk alerts, these are alerts based on the data that is being consumed by Agentforce for sales. So for example, a good example here is opportunity amount has recently decreased 5 times. So it would just keep on engaging with field history tracking, the data that is already populated on the record, additional information that is coming maybe from an external data source through, let's say, Data Cloud maybe. So it would keep an eye out for all of these informations to provide you alerts. You can obviously make changes and customize your Agentforce for sales agent as you see fit as well. but it comes templated as well. So you don't have to make customizable changes, but if your business requirements are a bit different, then you can obviously go ahead and make those changes. Now let's move to field service, agentic scheduling. So they have introduced autonomous scheduling setup. Anyone who has implemented field service before knows how hectic or how time consuming it is to implement every single feature that comes with field service agents, different rules, different resources, their skills and whatnot, and the entire scheduling console. So now with the scheduling agent. You just need to configure it and then task it towards setting it up and making changes to their scheduling console as you see fit. So it's going to drastically increase your time to value and also improve operational reliability since it would reduce any human errors, keeping in mind that you prompted it correctly. Employee booking for autonomous scheduling. Previously, once a new schedule came in, uh, dispatcher would have to actually go ahead, or a scheduler agent would have to actually go ahead and see what particular window is best based on the pre-configured rules. But now even that type of task and activities can be now performed with the autonomous scheduling, which is again part of the scheduling agent that Salesforce has introduced. So you're going to, and this also includes, not sure if I added it. Yes. So for guest users, let's say you have omni-channel and you are receiving users from WhatsApp, or you have your own website where individuals can just go ahead and schedule different appointments. The agent can do that as well. So whether you're an internal user who needs to schedule a particular appointment or reschedule it, or you are a guest user, the direct customer, the agent can be enabled for both, and it would automatically schedule based on the different constraint rules, the different rules that you have specified, as well as the instructions that you have added inside the agent itself. Scheduling and optimization. So as part of the enablement of agent for scheduling, they have upgraded their entire UI for scheduling console so that your agent and yourself can work simultaneously under one window. They have also introduced multi-screen support as well, as you can see in the screenshot below. That you have map on one window, you have the console at one window, and then you have a list of appointments under one window. So this would improve the overall UI, the UX of the users, and especially the dispatcher who actually runs this thing. So if I quickly summarize, the agent for scheduling is basically an enhancement over the scheduling feature of field service. You already had constraint rules, you already had different rules based on which you were scheduling and assigning different resources. Now they have introduced a lot more flexibility and automation in this particular domain of field service. They have also introduced a new service objective called Group Nearby Appointments. The main goal here is to improve the density, operational density, and minimize travel overhead. So if there are multiple appointments that are close by in a neighborhood, it would automatically group them and assign them to one individual or a single team or a set of individuals who are close by. Maybe that's their home base. Previously, you had to enable certain rules for it. Now they have enhanced that particular version and created a separate objective for it. So this was it for all the releases that we basically identified and chose for you. Most of these were generic, apart from the sales and field service one, to provide maximum uh, use for your time, honestly, because a lot of individuals here do not work on particular niche clouds. They are all over the place. So we just chose the one that were useful to the vast majority of the participants here. Keeping that in mind, there is, you can obviously scan this QR code. This is a Trailblazer group. I can actually show that to you as well. This is the Release Readiness Trailblazer Community, which is actually a Salesforce official community, where they talk about everything related to releases as part of their cycle, 3 cycles every year. So currently, as you can see, they have the Google Slide version, which is basically the slide deck. They have also introduced PDFs, and these includes the overall picture of all the releases that have come in. On top of that, they have also included, let me see, yeah, the release feature matrix. This includes every single feature that was released as part of Summer 26. So, and they obviously don't have the slide deck for each and every single feature, but if you do want to explore it, and this is especially useful for developers, since they are the ones who do not unfortunately have slide decks created for them by Salesforce. So you can just go in and review their features from this particular matrix. They have added 2 versions here. The previous version did not include any description for each of the feature that was included in this matrix. The latest one does. So if you are going to review it, review the version 2 of it, the latest one. And I would also recommend all the newbies who are not aware of this particular community group to become a member. So you stay updated as to when the next release comes in, when their sandbox ready, when you can actually test it out, and when they're rolled out at the end in production environments. So this was it. Uh, if you guys have any questions related to any particular feature that we discussed, or you want to share your own feature maybe that you think is very important and we might have missed out, do let us know in chat. And yeah, I'll hand over it to you, Badr, now.
Thank you so much, Bilal. Wonderful presentation. So Q&A is open. If anyone has any question related to the topic, please post that in the Q&A section. So one question from Umair Farooq is, does this Trailblazer community also include commerce as well, particularly B2B, B2C commerce?
It
Um,
does. Yeah. So, like I mentioned, the matrix that I just showed you, the spreadsheet includes every single feature that was released as part of the summer release 2026. So it includes commerce, B2B, B2C, revenue cloud, and all of the clouds, every single release that was part of this window.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Bilal. What I would recommend, Bilal, if you can just also post the release metrics, the spreadsheet link in your presentation, and we can post that presentation to the people so that it's easy for them to navigate.
Sure, yeah. We can share it over WhatsApp group as well.
Sure, sure. That would be helpful, Bilal. Hoban has a question. For the Apex security update, what would happen to existing Apex code base that is relying on system level context? Would they start running in user mode as well? That could be an operational concern.
That is very true, Hoban. Currently, from what I have read, they are not going to automatically make any changes to the existing code base. So the legacy code, it will have to be updated.
No, no, no.
But if that particular, yeah, go ahead,
It's
Sneh.
actually related to the Apex class version names. So if you have the latest version in the Apex, then this new update will be enforced. Otherwise, the previous version will have the previous security model. You will not be enforced.
Okay, thank you for the correction, Sneh. Is this also included to the circle query that we mentioned? It is just related to 67 plus API?
So it's related to both. This release is enforced that all of your Apex classes that are with the latest API version will run in user mode with with sharing, and the user mode that we add in the SOQL query. So it is related to permissions, your permission sets or profile, and also related to your record sharing as well. So if the
I see.
record is not
Mhm.
shared, the class is running in always in with sharing. So user context will always be in mind. So previously
Right.
the classes were in without sharing. It was running when you create a class in the beginning by default. It was without sharing. Now it's with sharing. So you have to keep in
Yeah.
mind that you have to
Mm.
think of the user sharing security and the permission sets as well for the new
Right.
classes.
And I just recalled this was just to for the rest of the participants here for API version 67 plus. So if your class or your code base is running in that particular version, you will be affected. But previous to 67, you would be unaffected.
Thank you, Sneh and Bilal, for clarifying this. One more question. As a new Salesforce learner, what is the best learning path to become Salesforce administrator? What is the most effective way to gain practical knowledge? Find hands-on experience and secure an internship. So, Bilal, I think the best way to learn about Salesforce is through Trailhead. That's the short learning platform where you can start, and I think you are also aware of this. So I would recommend like whatever you learn on the Trailhead, because there are a few modules where there's just quiz, like there's no hands on it. But what I would recommend is to think about something, some scenario, and just implement that in your dev org or in your practicing org. So how also depends, like if you want to be like administrator, I think you have to have a very clear set of like list of things that you need to learn. That is like the basic Salesforce customization, then flows, and all related to that, like approval processes, uh, uh, and some other stuffs as well, the profile, the security. So I think if you can master all of this quickly, then definitely you can um, be an administrator and you can apply for internships. But what I recommend, like if you are looking for internship, I would just recommend that don't just focus on the basic stuff, like the creating the fields and the pages. This is very, very, very basic. So what I would recommend, like apart from this, focus on the flows, because flows is now kind of like a very gigantic kind of a importance inside Salesforce org, and definitely in internships, some questions will come related to that as well.
Uh, I also want to add, I agree with Badr. Trailhead is the one of the best learning platform from the Salesforce. So I think as this is from the Salesforce, you will get the updated and latest um study material, the hands-on tasks, which are um, the super badges that you can learn from, and this will also give you a hands-on experience as well. Other than that, I believe there are different blogs that you can follow. There is EpicSource, Automation Champion. These are the blogs I also follow for latest updates and all. And there is another one, Salesforce Break. I don't remember the name, but I'll share. These are the most popular ones, and uh, they share detailed information on the different topics on the Salesforce. Also, you can follow on the YouTube channel Salesforce Admins and Salesforce Developers channels. These are from the Salesforce, and they post the videos. The Salesforce principal advocates for admins and developers. They basically um, they they record a video of different topics and different um, basically to educate and share the awareness on the Salesforce topic. So yeah, these are some of the things that you can use in your learning, and I hope that is going to be will find these helpful. Thank you. Do we have any other question?
Okay, I don't see any further questions popping up. Just to summarize the whole conversation, just focus on, I would say, trailhead and super badges. Primarily super badges, just post you're doing your trails, you'll be more aligned towards planning, thinking about a solution, doing a whole project, and that will get you a super badge as well, which will really good look on your profile. And other than for other resources, as Teham mentioned, we have Apex Hour and we have another one, Salesforce Bend, and one more which I personally follow. The name is Salesforce Hulk. I cannot recall the person's name, but yeah, these are some of the free and good resources where you can just do the basic learning. You can just make sure your basic building blocks are really solid and concrete, so when you move forward in career you have those answers which people are seeking from you, right? So yeah, I think that's the conclusion of it. Cool. Shrey
Last
Sharma,
thing
yeah.
to add, try to participate in as many community events as can. This improves your networking. You get to learn a lot from other members as well who are industry seniors, and that would help you a lot as well. So just keep that in mind as well.
Thank you, Bilal, for adding that. The Salesforce community events are for you to uh, we are organizing these events and these workshops and sessions for you to learn from it, and these are very helpful. And attending these events, preferably the in-person events, you will get to know your industry specialists, and you get a chance to connect with them, and you can ask them to mentor you, to guide you, and you can ask questions and they'll help you. So the purpose of uh, organizing such events is to build a community and give it back to the community. We have another question from Umair, that for someone coming in from commerce background on tech lead and architect role, what is the best way to have breadth level knowledge on multiple clouds, for example, sales, service, order management, loyalty? Again, I will suggest Trailhead. Trailhead has this trail mixes. So in these trail mixes, you will find uh, a detailed curriculum or a detailed journey to learn different clouds. So there are different trail mixes for service, sales, financial services cloud, and different industries and different clouds that you can follow and learn and continue your journey to explore to different clouds. I still follow uh, Trailhead for my learnings as well, and I still follow uh, the trail mixes. So this is one of my recommendation.
Right, thank you, Dion, for that. Okay, I believe we're done with the Q&A. Okay, we have one more. Samir Azhar, should we experience with new summon developer or and trader account out? Okay.
Yes. So the question from Samir is: should we experience the new Summer 26 release in our developer org and Trailhead account org? I'm not sure what do you mean by Trailhead account org. Do you mean playground? If yes, then yeah, it will be available. The Summer 26 release must be in your developer orgs now, in your playgrounds right now, so you can have the hands-on.
All right, I think that's a wrap on the Q&A session. Let's move towards the raffle for the voucher. Let me share my screen.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
Asan, you are setting up for the. Uh, okay, you have already done that. Before that, we run the referral. I have shared the links. We have uh, newly launched our LinkedIn page. So I've shared the link in the chat. Please feel please follow the pages so you can stay updated on our upcoming events, our posts, our announcements. Okay, Hassan, you can just go back to the.
Cool. All right. Just keep in mind, people, whoever is selected at the end, they will need to share their email on the chat. Yeah, let's get this all started here. Osman Hussain. Okay. All right. Congratulations, Osman, for winning the voucher. Could you just share your email on the chat?
Congratulations, Usman. So,
It's Osman Hussain.
yep, Usman Hussain.
Touch.
So I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us, and again, taking time out on Saturday. I know it's the rest day. Yeah. Thank you to all the participants. Thank you to organizers and Bilal for preparing the presentation for us, for sharing the information from the new release. So thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone, and
Take
thank you.
care, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.